But yeah, Big Fanny Pack is in trouble. Big Fanny is in trouble. Big Shirley.
Big Shirley.
Remember, Miss Fanny Pack is the one that started the case against Donald Trump, saying he was taking away our rights, trying to get the election overturned. Okay, she is the one who hired the nigga that was beating her back in to prosecute that man. You can't do that, man. Let me tell you, bro. She give Atlanta a bad name. I'm talking. How you bring that ghetto ass shit to the courtrooms? This woman ran a campaign. They asked her. They said, Miss Fanny, how will you be different and better than the last administration? She looked the camera dead in the face and said, well, one, I won't be smashing my subordinates. Nigga.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
And what did she do? She literally said, I'm going to be better than the last administration because I'm not going to be busting down my subordinates. And what did she do? She did worse than bust down her subordinates. She was busting down her subordinates and then hired the nigga to fucking prosecute the former president. Bro, this is Atlanta. You just can't make this shit up. You just cannot make this shit up.
God damn it. You can't make this shit up.
You can't make it up, man. Let's get into this video, man.
County, Georgia. And here we go. A Georgia Court of Appeals has disqualified the Fulton County DA, Fani Willis, from that election interference case. It's coming down right now. The case against Trump and more than a dozen others already largely stalled, as you know.
Wait. Benjamin says I missed his dono. Did I? Oh, I sure did, man. Man, let me.
You stupid. You stupid.
My bad, bro. My nigga. $2 super chat.
My nigga.
He says, OF, RCC, Lucci, Machi, and Hoopsie Daisy. What's that? I also missed one from Chaos Forever. He says, yes, clown suit. Yeah, but that clown suit is not gonna be good. Not gonna be good. Let's continue with Fanny.
The new ruling means that it will be up to the prosecuting attorney's council in the state of Georgia to find another prosecutor to decide on the case, to take it over and make a decision as to whether or not they continue with the prosecution of the incoming president.
And former Deputy Assistant Attorney General John Yoo is here. John, does this mean that this is yet another one of the cases against Trump that could go away before he's president?
It's another example, Dana, of this lawfare campaign that was waged by Democrats, boomeranging back on them and falling all around their ears. Anyone who watched this trial, remember, this is the DA who claimed that the entire Trump re-election campaign was something like an organized crime racket that was intending to deprive everyone of our civil rights to vote. But remember, we saw the dramatic testimony over the summer of how DA Fani Willis had hired her boyfriend, essentially, to be the special counsel.
Nah, don't sugarcoat it. Don't sugarcoat it. I understand over there you trying to be politically correct. That was not her man. That was not her man. That nigga was married. He was married. That was not her man. That was her sneaky link. True, real deal Atlanta shit. No professionalism. It was her sneaky link. Meaning, that man had a wife at home and he was sneaking out to go to Fani Willis' house to bust them cheeks. He was beating her back in every night. We got the OG Hypnotic in the chat. What's going on? Person, watch your trigger finger, man. Watch your trigger finger. I know Person was quick with that trigger finger yesterday. Or the day before yesterday, whichever one. Chaos Forever with another super chat. My nigga.
My nigga.
He says, true, but I'm talking about planting seeds of drama and confrontation. You be talking about stuff that happened. There's a difference. That's true. That's true, because I ain't starting no drama. I'm trying to figure out why is the super chat goal not tracking all of the super chats? I see 1, 2, 3. I see 3. I see 3 teal chats, but it's only counting 1. All right, whatever. We're going to continue.
Then had him investigate and bring charges against Donald Trump. It's a complete conflict of interest. And if you take a quick look at the Georgia Appeals Court decision here, that's what it says. There's such an appearance of impropriety, an appearance of a conflict of interest that Fani Willis should not be the prosecutor. I think this spells yet another case that's going to have to either be suspended or more likely just ended and tossed out. It's hard for me to see another Georgia district attorney wanting to take up this flawed case and try to prosecute Trump on these theories that his re-election campaign was some kind of criminal organized crime enterprise.
John, a couple things here. There are 14 others that face charges. I don't know what happens to them, but she can appeal to the state Supreme Court in Georgia. But given what the Supreme Court said in Washington about immunity, I mean, does the state Supreme Court even take her case in Georgia?
It's a good question, Bill. I think what's going to happen here, along the lines of possible appeals and so on, is it looks likely, because of that presidential immunity decision by the Supreme Court, that any kind of state prosecution of President Trump would have to be at least suspended, if not dropped. You're seeing that going on, those arguments going on right now up in New York City.
Ain't nobody taking this case, man. Ain't nobody taking this case, man. Shit's over, man. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. This was the hottest woman in the city of Atlanta for quite some time. Oh, the timer expired. My bad. That's my bad. Well, we'll still count them. We'll still count them. So that's number 4. That's number 4. So if we reach 10, we'll be doing Marvel Rivals again tonight. But she was the hottest woman in the city. Oh, black girl magic. Oh, she's a black queen. Oh, she's this, that, and the third. Now look at her. Keep in mind, this isn't her only case falling apart, guys. This same woman brought RICO charges on Young Thug and his entire YSL gang. Guess who's out and free? That would be Young Thug. Almost his entire gang is out free, walking amongst us, no problem. After shooting up niggas' houses, killing niggas, killing cops, shooting up Lil Wayne tour bus. Oh yeah, that nigga's free. Them niggas are free. Them niggas tormented the city for 10 years almost. And they're free. Why? Because of Fanny Pack. Fanny Pack.
With the case being heard by Judge Merchan. So even if they could get past immunity, they'd still have to suspend it while President Trump was in office. But furthermore, you'd have to go back and then scrub the whole indictment, scrub everything the grand jury did, and say you've got to eliminate anything that used official actions by President Trump, any evidence that came in from White House officials, from anything the president was doing in the Oval Office, that might actually fatally handicap this prosecution and require the whole thing to be dismissed.
It's interesting, too, because she had this novel way of trying to get at him through RICO. Was that a mistake as well? In addition to her personal behavior, obviously, is what they're saying here. But in a way, it was this like novel idea, like, how can I be the one to take Trump down? That's for, like, politically, she wanted that reputation.
Yeah. Dana, you and I remember we're Justice Department alums. Yeah, I remember you when you were there and I was there. And we were there after the days of 9/11. And you can use this kind of statute, RICO, to try to go after real organized crime, drug cartels, mafia organizations. DA Fani Willis introduced, I think, a really dangerous theory, was that we could use these powerful tools that are used for terrorists and drug cartels and apply them to political campaigns, and not just any political campaign, but the campaign by the leading opposition candidate at that time, Donald Trump, the head of one of the 2 major parties in the country. I think ultimately the whole thing would have been tossed out because it violated the free speech rights of Donald Trump, the free speech rights.
She tried to use RICO She tried to use RICO to take down political opposition. You know how dangerous that is? Do you know how dangerous that is? Black girl magic. Black girl magic. But you can't make this stuff up, man. Mr. What's his name? I see you with the spears in the chat. Keep chucking them spears, man. Genty Maxie says, how has Fani not been robbed herself after implying she always carries her money on her and not in the bank? She probably has. According to a lot of reports, she actually stayed down the street from me. That's where she was getting her back blown out by Nathan Wade at. Down the street at her house. Yep.
Of the Republican Party and actually a lot of Americans who supported him. So I think in the end, this whole thing was going to come crashing down around Fani Willis's and the Democratic Party's ears. Anyway.
Well, it seemed complicated from the beginning. There is that case here in New York that's still out there, the 34 counts in Judge Merchan's courtroom. He made a ruling about a week ago that the conviction still stands, but the penalty will be judged at a later date. John, do you think that later date ever happens now?
I think this is Judge Merchan really still trying to go after Donald Trump. Think about it. If you look, you mentioned the presidential immunity case. There's a footnote, a really important footnote in that opinion that says states, even if they're prosecuting a president for private acts, can't use evidence from the presidency. They can't use what Donald Trump said in the Oval Office. They can't use what White House officials said. Nevertheless, Judge Merchan went ahead and held a trial and introduced that kind of evidence. He should, at the very least, order a new trial, if not force a DA to go back to it. But what Merchan is doing, which I think is still dangerous, is he's dangling these charges still, the sentencing, over the head of Donald Trump and saying, well, I can't sentence you now. Maybe I won't. He still probably, he could try to get him before the inauguration, but he shouldn't. But he's going to say, I'm going to dangle that over your head for the next 4 years, and I'm going to be waiting for you when your presidency is over.
Well, you have to think he's doing the work of Alvin Bragg, right, Dana? At the moment.
And that's insane. That's just insane. But it is what it is. Shout out to Big Fani Willis. Big Shirley. Let me get you. Where you at?
Big Shirley.
I'm addicted to the good life.
Oh, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you.